Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Megan and Dave Untitled, episode 11 for March 27th, 2019. I am your host, Megan, and that's Dave.
Hello.
Happy opening day eve, everyone. Baseball season starts tomorrow. Hooray!
Yippee! We look at the same team 180 times standing in the field for 3 hours a day. Hooray!
Hooray! Let's hope the Yankees win this year. Hooray! Uh, okay. So just thing really quickly. Last week's episode, which was the live edition of the Megan and Dave show, Untitled, with our special guest Jeremy. Just want to say we got pretty good reviews from the outside people. They really enjoyed the show, really enjoyed the death. They kind of felt bad that I was under the weather. I was actually sick. Starting to become a little bit better right now. No coughing this time, even though I got the nasty crap, but I'm a little bit better this week. So that's what's for example. If I cough, I apologize. I still have the cough, which could linger for a bit, but yeah. So yeah, we just sort of give reviews. We got good reviews. Uh, just a little guys, little worried today. We saw a random site just tag our podcast, but we know who it is now, so that's a big sigh of relief. If you want to get a micro for the show or anything else, like I don't know if Dave actually put it up. Check out the underscore micro underscore man on Twitter. Jeremy has doing stuff. I just wanted to put that cheap plug in.
You gotta remind me to, I forgot to do it for this one, but you gotta remind me to put get the image, the banner he made for the two of us, so I can use it on the next show.
Okay, so...
Also, if he's actually willing to sponsor the show, then, yeah, there you go. We're shouting you out anyway.
Yeah, well, sponsors all good. We don't have an actual sponsor yet, but we'll discuss something towards the end of the show, what we could be doing on this channel. Excuse me. So, let's start off the show this week. As I did say last week, in a few weeks, I did attend the Raw House show. Little heads up, I was indeed sick. Fan sites, if you were expecting some candidates of the show, I know I have to send the Fin site candidates from the show. So I went to the show despite being ill. Pretty good. I saw Corbin basically get murdered in front of me, which was pretty good. I saw Finn and Elias sink Shallow. A lot of news reports are saying that Elias attacked Finn at the end, but obviously the babyface prevailed. I was pretty close to the ring and the entrance ramp, but I couldn't really get any pictures with wrestlers because, one, like I said, I was sick, and then two, I didn't want to trample over a little kid. Plus, as an adult, you work. Little kids is like their one in a lifetime thing, so I allowed it just once. But yeah, that was my house show. It was a really good show.
Okay then.
And Dave got quiet.
Yeah, because I'm letting you talk.
Okay, so all right, here we go. Monday Night Raw.
Okay, hang on.
Let me start.
Hang on, call me a bit old. Hang on.
I caught Dave off guard.
I didn't think you were going to be done that quick. I was eating something. Oops.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No mind, it's okay. It's good now. Okay. You going to say something there? Go on.
What? This week for wrestling, especially if you're a WWE fan, oh my God. We had to get the friggin' National Guard out.
It's polarizing to say the least. Though, me kind of trying to be the level-headed one here, it's looking at it, I kind of see where they're going with some of this stuff. Some of the other stuff, not so much, but yeah. We'll get to it we'll get to it when we get to it.
I thought we had to get the National Guard yesterday.
That was yesterday, but get to Raw first.
Okay, let's do Raw first.
Alright. First thing I'm gonna say is they said there was okay, actually no. First, before we get to Raw, the news that they announced on Monday that everybody's been clamoring for it and it's now official. Becky versus Charlotte versus Ronda will be the main event.
Okay. Okay, so I wanted to save my thoughts because I've seen my Twitter feed, I've seen my Facebook feed be happy for this. And honestly, I'm happy for this. This is 35 years in the making. But I think 35 years in the making is going to turn into frustration. We'll talk about that when we get to it. But obviously, I'm 100% happy that this is happening. But I think something is not going to go everyone's way here. That's a feeling I have.
I said it a couple weeks ago, and I'll stick with it. If they were going to have women main event at WrestleMania, this was the year. Because it's like this was actually like the most legitimate means of having the women main events because of the match, because of the name power and the fan backing of it. Like there hasn't been a case like this ever with the women, and it was basically a case of if they didn't do it here, they're not going to do it at all. Or if they do it in the future, it would come off more as a charity case rather than a legitimate means to put a main event. This is legitimate, you know? Like, majority anyway, there are going to be some people, and I have seen some people that's like, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe to the WWE Network because the women are main eventing and I can't take that seriously, blah, 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 blah. No, it's like, if you're going to do it, like, this is like the majority of people who have actually been, like, watching all of this can actually get behind this in one reason or another. So, this is, you know, first off, like, hats off to the three of them because they're going to do it. How they're gonna get there? It's you know, it's the road has a lot of bends and a lot of potholes, so it's okay. But yeah, I think it's what 10 days away from recording, I believe, to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So we're 10 days away from seeing it. Hopefully it lives up to all the hype and expectations.
I don't know. I still have worry regarding this, which we'll talk about.
Which is understandable, but
we'll
get to it. Anyway, then we got to Raw, and the question that came in my head about this was they announced there was going to be a Beat the Clock with the three women of the Triple Threat going up against Riot Squad in singles matches all together. First question that popped in my head was, why? And also, like, because usually if you see a Beat the Clock challenge, there's like a prize to it. You know? Like, it's usually whoever is the fastest gets, you know, #1 contender for the world title, or enters last into the Elimination Chamber, or something like that. Here it's like, oh hey, we can have 3 quick matches in a 15-minute segment.
Which did not make sense.
No, and also it made the Riot Squad look fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know what WWE is doing with them.
It's weird. Anyway, show started Ronda Rousey. Crowd immediately with a big Becky chant. Ronda coming out basically saying, "You're welcome." Becky comes out, says, you know, your reign has been worthless until the man came around. Then Charlotte comes out and says, you know, the women are main event WrestleMania because of what she's been doing for 7 years. So they've all got cases, I guess. But anyway, beat the clock at the start. Ronda was against Sarah Logan. makes Logan tap out in 85 seconds. Great look for her. Then you had Charlotte going against Ruby Riott. Flair puts Ruby in the figure eight. Time runs out, so it doesn't tap. So Ruby Riott ends up looking the strongest of the three Riott squad because you didn't lose a match in 90 seconds. Becky Lynch comes in the ring. Charlotte's frustrated, kicks her in the head, and it didn't matter because Becky still won faster than Ronda. So okay.
This was confusing.
This whole thing didn't need to be done.
This was just worthless.
It makes the beat the clock premise mean nothing. It makes the Riot Squad look like nothing. But then again, they haven't really exactly been looking strong at all since they got called up. So there's that.
No.
So. And it really doesn't add anything. It's the promos at the start. You could have just ended it at the end of the promos, and it would have done the exact same amount of effectiveness. It could have just been the promos, and that was it. You didn't have to do the matches, but you could be still at the matches. So okay, that's a waste of another 5 minutes. Okay. So there's that. It was also announced that your favorite bit. And also I actually noticed something that I saw someone else I see a couple of reviews for this show before I do this, and I saw someone pointed out that you notice that Finn always seems to be the second segment. You ever notice that?
I realized that.
Yeah, he always seems to be the one after the first segment.
He's the first. Anything to get out of the way.
Or just have, do his entrance during a heartbreak so everyone can flail their arms like 5 times. I don't know. Anyway, it was announced that Finn Balor would go up against Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. If Finn Balor won, he'd get a shot at the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, which you were worried about wouldn't happen. But there you go. Before it happens, Lio Rush says he hasn't been medically cleared to compete. For some reason. And then says, okay, he's going to have a replacement, and it's Jinder Mahal. Okay? So basically, if Leo wasn't going to take the fall, now we've got Jinder to take the fall. And that's exactly what happens. Finn wins, he's in Mania now, for the IC title.
And then in the back, Bobby Lashley sort of dropped the hit.
Well, not yet. Hang on. Lashley was up.
No. It was a video that he did backstage with Lio Rush, and Lio Rush said he was sick and tired of the people, the partners and everything, and Lashley dropped, "I'm gonna beat the demon out of him." You really want to do that, Bobby?
Okay. So after the match, Lashley beats up the Singh brothers and beats up Mahal. And then you've got that, and then you've got that video.
Yeah, I went out of order for a second.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but you just wouldn't let me.
Yeah, it was a little bit out of order.
Yeah, thank you.
So the second year in a row, I think the first time since WrestleMania 33, Finn's going in as a challenger.
First time since 33?
Obvious. What?
First time since 33?
First time since WrestleMania 33, we have a singles match for the Intercontinental Championship. This is the second year in a row Finn's going as the Intercontinental Champion.
Well, as a one-on-one match, yes, but there was a triple threat last year.
Yeah, but this is the second year in a row he's walking in as the challenger. And I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win this.
Yeah. Anyway, Aleister Black and Ricochet against the Revival. So, right, we can't. Two NXT calls we don't know what to do against tag champions we don't know what to do with. Right? What's called, Black and Ricochet end up beating the tag champs. So, there you go. Is it actually gonna set up to something? I don't know.
the tag champs at the house show, and to be honest, there's there should be no excuse why they're not on the card.
Other than there's way too many matches.
What? Ow.
Other than there's way too many matches.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Drew McIntyre has an in-ring segment. Basically challenges Roman to a match at WrestleMania again. Tries to do the whole I think it's the whole real person versus character thing again. Like, I want to talk to the man or whatever kind of thing. I don't know. Because, break kayfabe, I guess. Yep. So, yeah, okay, so I think the match gets set, and then McIntyre just beats up Reigns. Low blows, there you go. Low blow, Claymore, gone. Then, McIntyre's backstage, and there's Dean Ambrose, so I guess he's not dead yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yet. And then challenges McIntyre to a last man standing match. Cause lunatic. Sasha Banks against Natalya. And as soon as I saw that and realized I was in Boston, I thought, oh great, Sasha Banks ain't gonna win. And also something else that someone else pointed out. I don't think she got introduced from Boston. They cut that out. They didn't do it this time. Which is weird. Though I think they saved it for later on. Match goes a few minutes. Then you've got the usual Nia and Tamina breakup.
Oh jeez.
So because we can't put them on matches, we gotta have them beat everybody else up. Okay. Though you had Natalya and Beth stand tall. Even a what you call it, glam slam or whatever you call it, the finisher, Beth's finisher, did that.
Mhm.
Which is cool to see.
It's always good to see the glam slam.
Yeah. After that segment, they actually played a Hall of Fame package because they announced that the Hart Foundation is going to the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I didn't see that.
Which, unfortunate the timing of it, but worthy entrant, I think. So it's a tag team.
Right.
Though this is now, and I was wrong last week, but I'm right now. This is officially the class of the 2-time Hall of Famers because now we've got 3.
Mhm.
This is weird. Anyway.
Yep.
Corbin and Angle backstage bit, back and forth, because hype up the match nobody wants to see. Because of course. Then the obligatory celebrity setup for WrestleMania segment. Again.
Oh my god.
Moment of Bliss. Braun Strowman talking to those 2 SNL guys, or I don't know their names, because I don't watch SNL.
One of them wore a Yankee hat.
Yeah, very, very, very subtle heel work. It all boils down to Braun Strowman challenging the 2 SNL guys to appear in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and Alexa Bliss, because apparently she got power, says, "Ray, you're in! It's official now!" Because that's what happens now. That's how it works.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, I'm looking at this review here, just saying that Bliss says they will both be in the match because she can book matches now.
Oh my god.
Actually, I meant to say, Judge the show with Elias was like to build up him being the big musical act of WrestleMania. He's doing vignettes in New York because New York is like a WrestleMania. Well, actually, New Jersey has WrestleMania, but New York is more fancy, I guess.
What?
Yeah, Cruz against Corbin again, because again. Roman wins, and there you go. Cruz looks great. I say sarcastically.
Good.
Seth Rollins in ring segment because we have to remind everybody that yes, there is a Universal title match happening at WrestleMania.
There is.
Yeah, it's easy to forget because we haven't seen the title in like 6 weeks.
Correct. Yep.
Long story short, Rollins says some stuff. Heyman says some stuff. Rollins looks tall, so it's. I'll say it's just. I don't really care for this match.
Which
because
one?
The what?
Which one?
The Universal title match because it's nothing against Rollins, honestly. It's just I can't get I can't get behind the match when it's a one way. It's one side in terms of promos. You only got to see the one side. Okay, you got Payman there, but it's like you have to have the two of them show up on a regular basis.
Mhm.
It goes back to not talking about Brock again, but Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker 31.
Yep.
Where it was all Bray Wyatt. Fair enough, Bray actually did a pretty good job with building that match up, but it was just it's only him. I don't even think Taker showed up until WrestleMania.
Right, Taker did not show up to WrestleMania. Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So it's just I can't really get behind it if you don't give me a reason to, and that really not really give me a reason to. Heyman's good and all, but Brock just show up. The sooner they get the sooner they get the title off him, the better, and the sooner they take the title off him and keep it off him. We thought we were done with this with SummerSlam when Roman won it, and then the Roman leukemia thing happened, and
unfortunate.
Unfortunate. But of all the options they had to put the title back on Lesnar. They need to take it off. They need to take it off. They need to take it off Lesnar and keep it off him. I think the gloss of Brock was gone 3 years ago, and we still have him around.
Mhm.
Okay. The Kurt Angle farewell tour makes its apparently makes some stops through Nashville with two TNA feuds this week, because for some reason, even though he's appearing on SmackDown to face AJ Styles, Kurt Angle is now going up against a SmackDown champion on Raw,
Samoa Joe.
Angle wins because you can't have Angle lose, I guess, even if it is against the US champion.
Mhm.
Those actually kept up with the Joe Angle feud. The match actually starts with Joe headbutting Angle, which is actually a callback to the very beginning of Kurt Angle in TNA when Angle headbutted Joe. That's the first thing he did.
Yep.
So that's a callback.
Mhm.
Angle wins, so there you go. There's that.
Yep, I remember that.
That's about it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Triple H segment. Congratulations, ladies, on the main event of WrestleMania, and then has a segment saying gives Batista what he wants. Apparently does a job to an envelope. And the big plot point to put in here was that Batista wants Triple H to put his his career on the line in a match.
Oh God.
So we go from the big storyline here is that if Triple H loses, he can no longer compete. If Triple H wins, he can still be able to compete once a year. Because that's all he's doing now. He's only competing once a year. So, it's like, ugh. Go ahead.
What? Here's the thing. This is just my opinion on this whole WrestleMania. Does it even feel like WrestleMania? I think they're just slapping this together.
It's the problem with WWE is like WrestleMania should be the build up of long term feuds. It's Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. That's the road to WrestleMania they always talk about. So like build it up from Royal Rumble down to WrestleMania. But if anything, like the two feuds coming from the winners of the Royal Rumble are basically slapdash together. Okay, you fine. You've got, you know, you had the Becky run. You had the Becky run the thing. There's the feud there. But you had Charlotte thrown in, and you've had way too much stuff happen in the 8 weeks between now and then, which is a little bit of overload. And you got the Seth Rollins Brock Lesnar thing where the champion's not showing up. So you can't really have that. You can't have that, big Stone Cold Rock comparison and all that, because would the feud work if it was a Stone Cold drinking beers the whole time and Rock's not there to stop him?
I'm gonna wait till we get to the SmackDown part because I don't know, but let's continue on.
You got it's left with the main event. Drew against Dean in basically what seems to be Ambrose's farewell, which we thought it was last week or 2 weeks ago. McIntyre wins. But yeah, so put Ambrose through a table. Ambrose gets back up, Claymore kick. That's it. Ambrose lost. Well, it's a way to make McIntyre look strong before going up against Roman. So that's that.
Minus the us being getting out of the way with the whole Finn thing. I didn't care about Raw. It was just all over the place.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the show that basically caused the National Guard to almost shut down Twitter.
Oh boy. Okay. SmackDown. New Day came out, basically saying unfair because Kofi went through the Gauntlet match last week, went through all of it. McMahon threw one more swerve at him, and that's because now he's no longer WrestleMania and all that. McMahon comes out, doesn't say anything because Daniel Bryan interrupts him. Says, what was it? It's like he could call up 3 people from NXT and call them Fresh Afternoon, have them throw waffles in the crowd, and it'd be even more over than New Day has been.
I gotta admit that was pretty funny.
He brings up the B plus player thing again, so is that. But then McMahon says, "Okay, Kingston will be put into the WWE Championship against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania if Big E and Xavier wins their own Gauntlet match."
Mhm.
So that's the setup for the main event tonight. Okay. I saw someone brought up, like, how do you top a Gauntlet match? Simple. Have another Gauntlet match with twice the people in it, because tag teams.
Jeez.
Okay, Becky Lynch has a segment backstage. Basically says, what has Charlotte done to deserve being in the match? And there you go. Charlotte comes out, and for some reason, unannounced, Charlotte's going up against Asuka for the Women's Championship. Not mentioned beforehand. It was like as soon as the ring announcer started, it was like, okay, this is a match.
Okay, I'm gonna call timeout for a second because a friend of mine, myself, along with other friends, my cousin-in-law, was watching this. I thought it was going to be Charlotte versus Asuka originally, with the women, the 4 women going at it. I thought, okay, maybe this is a WrestleMania rematch from last year on SmackDown, not for the title, non-title. Maybe that the house can be teared down. Becky's going to get involved. As soon as it was announced it was for the SmackDown title, women's title, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was basically the same thought in my head. It was like, why are they doing this?
And
Like,
I was
why
like,
have they
what
not
the fuck?
announced it? Why they put this match on here? There's got to be something going on here.
I was confused. Honestly, I was confused. And watching this, okay, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Charlotte for a lot of reasons, and as a fan of Charlotte, I can understand why everyone's upset, and I don't blame you because as a fan of both Asuka and Charlotte, this was pretty upsetting. Um, watch. Okay, let's get this. Let's get the positive out of the way. Charlotte and Asuka can perform a phenomenal match. That match had to be better with the WrestleMania match, their WrestleMania match from last year. Charlotte busting out a Spanish fly and everything from the top rope. But obviously, Charlotte can work. Obviously, I think to be honest, she's one of the best right now. But as soon as Asuka tapped to Charlotte and dropped the title, that's when all hell broke loose. And when I mean all hell, it's not like all hell with me being upset with Bobby Lashley pinning Finn for the Intercontinental title again. I think I was more pissed. I whoa. I think I was more upset and pissed for this match more than the Intercontinental title change early this month. One being that they cut the match for this match that wasn't really needed, where Charlotte could have won against anyone else that was not competing. Maybe the Iconics, but I don't know. But I just felt like this was a slap in the face to Naomi, Carmella, Mandy, Sonya, and Asuka, as well as the other woman in the back, and Lana too. To be fair, I think this was a huge slap in the face. And apparently, it was Vince McMahon that made the decision to do this match.
Yeah, I was actually just about to bring it up there because I was reading that there. Apparently, it was basically decided the day of or the day before that McMahon thought it goes along the lines of the thought process of him was it would be better to have the women's championship be put into the main event triple threat match and have that be a factor in that match instead of having Asuka have a women's championship match on the main cards with without a credible challenger in a way. Which ugh, you can debate that yourself all you want, but it's like if you look at, and there's no disrespect to anybody here, if you look at Asuka's run and you also look at the rest of the roster in terms of the people that have been built up, especially with the triple threat being the main focus of basically all women's storylines, not counting the makeup of the women's tag titles. There has been no thought given to the SmackDown title since the Royal Rumble. Because if you think about it, Asuka beat Becky Lynch. Nobody was talking about that because Becky won the Royal Rumble. Asuka won the title at TLC through no means of her own because Ronda Rousey took out Becky and Charlotte. So it's not even a strong way for Asuka to win the title. Asuka went missing for at least a month after the Royal Rumble because they couldn't think of anything to do with her. She probably had one title defense, and she loses it in a previously unannounced title match 2 weeks before WrestleMania.
100 days as champion, WWE recognizes at 99. Honestly, someone said it, and I do have to agree. I was looking forward to this title run. Asuka's title run was too overshadowed. It was way
It
overshadowed.
was. It was a deserved champion. It was just bad timing.
100 days ago, I was just marking out. Remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that. I was like, it was one of those cases where I wasn't upset about it. You know, because even though it was Becky that was champion, I wasn't upset about it. Because hey, I like Asuka as well. You know, and I think her winning the title was a year too late. She should have won the title at WrestleMania. But Charlotte had to win the. It was Asuka won the Royal Rumble, and it could have won the title at WrestleMania, but Charlotte had to break the streak.
Nothing towards Charlotte, but obviously as a fan of her. But let's be 100% honest here. If Charlotte wasn't to run down our throats, because or has that name recognition, I think everything would be okay. But obviously, the girl works hard. But I think WWE just randomly gives her the stuff now. Oh hey, um,
It does go back to what you were saying. Like it's the dislike for Charlotte is kind of justified. It's the Roman Reigns problem. It's for me. I was gonna say I have nothing against Charlotte, nothing at all.
I have her pop
It's
Funko, by the way.
yeah, it's nothing against Charlotte, and I'll use the same logic for Roman Reigns as well. Nothing against the person, but it's everything against the booking. Because, well, let's say because Charlotte won the title, she is now 8-time champion.
8.
8. She's halfway there.
And I think, honestly, I think she's going to do it. I think WWE is going to get spiteful, and they're going to have her do it.
Here's the thing, though. And I'm just thinking about this right now. Charlotte's been on the main roster coming up to 4 years now. And she's 8-time champion. It was Trish that was at 7. And I believe... That was
the same title.
So that was with one title. Mm-hmm. And I believe she was 6 years. Debut 2000, retired in 2006. So basically, Charlotte has beaten Trish's record essentially in half the time. It's just, you know, and I also, going back, it's like, I kind of thought that what they were doing with Charlotte before, when they were, okay, there was always that comparison of her with Ric Flair, especially with her themes. You had the whole theme, basically using Ric Flair's theme in a remix from the very beginning of NXT, I believe. Mm-hmm. So there was always that connection, but they effectively didn't acknowledge her or use the fact that she was Ric Flair's daughter as a device until she was on in NXT and her own in WWE with, okay, maybe there's a few cases of Ric Flair showing up when she won the title and all of that. It was when they gave her the surname that made me think, crap, they're going that way. 8 title reigns proves it. It's too much. Crazy. It's too much.
My heart just breaks for. I mean, like I said, I don't want to put the blame on Charlotte. She had nothing to do wrong with this. It's the booking, and honest, God, my heart 100% breaks for this, for every single one of that woman, because now they're probably relegated to the Battle Royal, which hasn't been announced yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. It hasn't been announced yet, so isn't even gonna happen.
I don't know. You gotta wait.
We're 10 days away, and they haven't announced it yet. Hell, but then again, we're 10 days away from the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and we only have 3 people on that.
It's honestly, my heart just breaks for them. And
my hope is that, and actually, I'll use my logic in a second. Hopefully, once WrestleMania passes, we'll be able to put we can actually put focus on both of them. Because I'll say this, and this will be jumping the gun to the predictions and all that. Began being level-headed. I was trying to look at this logically and see if this would work. And there was something that got brought up that, and you didn't realize until I mentioned it, that could actually, it does make logical sense. Charlotte's won the SmackDown title, but it hasn't been said that the match is going to be for that title as well. So they could still have it just be for the Raw Championship. It just so happens that Charlotte has got the SmackDown title.
No, a little spoiler alert here. They could still have that match, but at the end of WrestleMania, you have the 4 Horsewomen hold up all the titles.
Thank you for jumping to the end of my my conclusion there.
I did read that.
I was just about to say that. That's what I was going to say. Because it's still be for the Raw Women's title, you could still have Becky with the Raw title, Charlotte with the SmackDown title, and if they retain the titles, Sasha and Bayley retain the titles. So that was what I was going to say. Thanks for telling me. Thanks for telling me that before that. Thank you.
Sorry.
That. But going off that, I would hope, and I can see this should be what they do, and I think if they do the 4 Horsewomen thing at the end, this should be the end of the Becky Charlotte feud. And what they
I'm going to say this right now. WrestleMania. Okay, someone said it best. This WrestleMania should be a feel-good moment for Charlotte. Sasha and Bayley, Becky, Finn, Seth, and I think someone else. So you basically have 5 feel-good moments.
Kofi,
thank you. Kofi should be those 5 after WrestleMania. I think, and to be fair, they should go back to the no more rematches thing. No more Bobby versus Finn. No more.
They said that was going to be the case when they did the whole talk of the New Year's, and that lasted 3 weeks.
Is it bad that I do want to see the Demon go ham on Vince?
No.
Because this is just a mess.
Okay, as I was gonna say, because you just try to get this everywhere, all over the place, while I'm trying to get my point across. What they should do, if they've got that 4 Horsewomen picture at the end, it should be the end of the Becky Charlotte feud, and they should have Becky stay on Raw with the Raw title, and they could do this. Charlotte stay on SmackDown for the SmackDown title, and you've got the 2 top names as the champions on both shows, and then you can have focus on both those titles.
It has happened once.
It's happened. Yeah, it's happened. Hell, you had Becky win the SmackDown title while you had Becky and Charlotte, Becky and Sasha. Oh no, sorry, Becky and Charlotte. Charlotte and Sasha trade the title back and forth. So you've got that while Bayley was she NXT champion at the time, or just still in NXT? No, she lost the title, but she was still down there.
Yeah. No. Bayley was on the roster by the time it happened.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, lost my train of thought. You can have Becky and Charlotte be the 2 big names for the 2 titles, and you can have to focus on both of them. You can have, because the thing is, if you unifying the title won't do anything. Even if you've got the women's tag titles floating back and forth, I don't think it would be a good idea to have the single women's titles, be the same thing. But the problem here you got is if you've got Becky with the Raw title. This is basically what everyone thinks is going to happen. Becky with the Raw title, Charlotte with the SmackDown title. Chances are Ronda's going to be gone by the end of WrestleMania. So after that, and if you don't count Sasha and Bayley with the tag titles, the rest of the women's roster in terms of build, there's really nothing there. Like, you've got maybe Mandy and Sonya on SmackDown, and you've got maybe Nia Jax on Raw. Which, fair enough, I'm sure everybody would go mad, everybody would go crazy. Oh my god, if you've got Becky versus Nia. That one writes itself. But it's like, you need to, it's, once this whole WrestleMania thing is once all the focus is off the triple threat, you know, I know there's a reason why all the focus on the triple threat on but once you've got the triple threat out of the way, you need to put focus more on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm done.
And then get rid of Vince McMahon. I think the problem is him.
People have been saying that for about a decade now. Okay. Anyway, the Kurt Angle TNA tour continues with Kurt Angle against AJ Styles. Goes about 2 minutes before Randy Orton out of nowhere, and there you go. But then Angle just gives an Angle stand to Orton, and there you go. There's your build to Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. The Miz comes out. Actually responds to the Miz's Shane McMahon's challenge for WrestleMania to turn it into a Falls Count Anywhere match, which I don't think we've had any kind of last man standing kind of stipulation since 18.
Damn.
If you count the hardcore title. So I don't think we've had any kind of thing since 18. So that'd be interesting to see. Shane comes out with from what I saw, someone tweeted out, come out with the Guardians of the Independent Scene Volume 2. And also with some reason of random Sheldon Benjamin and Sanity, and I believe somebody else, which I forget on the top of my head. So yeah, Sheldon Benjamin had that big match with Seth Rollins to say, here we've got one of Brock Lesnar's partners, and you go up against Seth Rollins. You had that, and then you do nothing with that. Hooray! He's now cannon fodder for a Shane McMahon feud. But anyway, Shane McMahon comes out, makes it personal, and then Miz pretty much destroys everybody. Takes out a group of security guards, Sanity, Sheldon Benjamin, and somebody else I can't think of, all by himself.
I think Miz is doing pretty good as a face here.
This is weird because, like, do you think Miz is, like, he's a good heel and, like, always has been. I mean, like, ages ago you would think you would never see anything but for heel, even though they tried to make him a face and it failed spectacularly, and now you've got this.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think it's because it just seems more real. You know, it's not trying to make the Miz something he's not. It actually seems legit. So my only worry with this is how long can they actually maintain this? Because the Miz as a face needs to be handled right. Otherwise, it's gonna wear off really quickly, I think. So, and okay, then you got the tag team gauntlet. The one thing I noticed was during this whole match you had the cutaways backstage to Kofi with some other people backstage watching that on the screen, and if actually you notice, it just seemed like the crowd kept getting bigger and bigger. I think it started with Kofi, Becky, Rey Mysterio, and I think somebody else. It started with 5, and then over the course of the match, it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Like more people got there. I'm behind the originals here. You know, they're from the very beginning, not the bandwagoners who, you know, just joined in once they thought, oh, they could actually win. I'm there from the beginning, damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so okay, first was Gallows and Anderson. So we found them, but we also lost them within a minute. So bye. I think that Nakamura and Rusev came out. Okay, oh man, talk about a fall from grace, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You had Rusev, who was basically the most over thing a year ago, and like that would have been a feel-good moment if you hadn't win the U.S. title at WrestleMania, but you had to give it to Jinder. And you had Nakamura, who won the Royal Rumble and was in the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Both men could be not even be on the card this year, unless they put them in the Battle Royal. They don't even have WWE Championship 2 pre-show Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I kind of hope Nakamura does leave and go back to New Japan. At least one last run. Ugh. Anyway, Nakamura and Rusev lose. Then the Bar show up. The Bar got defeated, and then they get the heel heat back by putting Big E through a table because heels. Then the Usos come out, who I actually forgot are still tag champs. That's another thing. You forgot that Asuka was SmackDown Women's Champion. You forgot the Usos were tag champs. But Usos came out and says we forfeit. So there's that.
Because they respect Kofi. They respect the hell out of Kofi.
Oh yeah. You got that. Then you see a look at Daniel Bryan and Roman backstage, and Daniel Bryan's so upset he kicks the TV. But then it was like Daniel Bryan and Roman, the last team out, and Roman gets counted out because he gets crushed by the announce table.
Mm-hmm.
And so there you go. Big E's able to beat the Gauntlet. Kofi wins the. They win the Gauntlet. Kofi, you think, is going to WrestleMania, and I was thinking, wait for it. Then you see Vince McMahon backstage and was like, yep, he's going against Daniel Bryan now.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Whew. Now you've got the match that should have been set last week.
Mm-hmm.
And that ends SmackDown. Whew. What a roller coaster, huh? Right?
Yeah, that's a crazy roller coaster.
Yeah. And, so that was SmackDown. Yeah. We got 1 week left. That's mad. That's mad. That's mad to think. We're now, like I said, 10 days away from WrestleMania. Where's all the time going?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think we said I'll say about the women's triple threat. We have it down here. We've got notes here, so said. Just the whole thing's been an overload, and you're frustrated with the Charlotte thing, I guess. So I think and Asuka as well. So we got that. Like I said, I just hope that you put focus on the rest once WrestleMania is over.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I think that's it. That's just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Is there anything you want to say?
That's it.
Yeah. I've actually been thinking about trying to do some more things on this channel, by the way, and we haven't finalized it yet, but we're thinking of doing some extra things. We're talking about the details another time, but we could be trying to do some kind of music thing in the next week or so, just to test things out. I know like YouTube is so ridiculously picky with music being used, like the copyright music. This is why we haven't had music on this in 11 shows. But we could try something out. Maybe something else, I don't know, but we were trying to do more than just us rambling for an hour a week. So
Mhm.
try to do some more things. But yeah. Again, if you have any suggestions, comments, leave it in the comments below, and we'll look at them and see if anything can work. Any of those can work, or just even message us on Twitter. Doesn't matter.
I know.
I'd like to hear it.
I know. Mm. Oh
So that
wow.
so that wraps up the show.
Mhm.
You want to sign out?
Yeah. Mhm.
Uh huh.
We
Go
can
ahead.
sign out.
Go ahead.
All right. So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Same time next week.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye.